Not just yet. All right, we can record the speech. Before we get started, I want to give everybody an idea of how this hybrid public hearing will work. The State Building Code Council is holding a public hearing. Sorry, guys. Is holding a public hearing to receive public comments on proposed changes to WAC 51-50, the International Building Code regarding Group R4 occupancy, classification, and licensed care facilities. The hearing will be dedicated to testimony on the amendments to the 2021 International Building Code to adopt R4 occupancy group and modify code provisions related to licensed care facilities. This adoption will require coordination with the WAC 51-54A, the International Fire Code. The applicable sections of WAC 5154A will be amended with expedited rulemaking for consistency with WAC 51-50. WAC is shorthand for the Washington Administrative Code, the legal authority where state rules are codified. The proposed changes are posted on the SBCC website. The applicable sections in WAC 51-54A are also posted on the SBCC website for reference at www.sbcc.wa.gov. The purpose of the rulemaking hearing and comment period is to provide the public with an opportunity to comment on the proposed changes to the WAC language. This is your opportunity to let us know your thoughts on the specific changes. You can do so by testifying and or submitting written comments. The email for submitting written comments is sbcc@des.wa.gov. When you registered to participate in this hearing, you indicated your intent to testify today. When we get to that part of the hearing officer will call your name and then unmute you if you are testifying via Zoom. If you are testifying in person, you will await the calling of your name and then approach the table. Remember to state your name for the record. People will be called up in the order they signed up to testify. In order to assure that everyone has a chance to make comments in a timely manner, please keep your comments to 5 minutes or less. The hearing officer will let you know when you have about a minute left to wrap up. When 5 minutes have elapsed, the hearing officer will direct you to end your testimony so the next person may have their turn. Just as a reminder, this hearing is for the specific proposed rules changes listed earlier. If you have comments about issues that aren't specific to these proposed changes, please provide those to staff separately. If you're reading from a script, we would kindly ask that you email a script to SBCC staff at sbcc@des.wa.gov. This will help provide us with the most accurate transcription to your testimony. The deadline for written testimony is 5 p.m. tonight, June 28th. As we do with all hearings, this is recorded. And I'll turn that over now to Tony Doan, our hearing officer.
Okay, welcome everyone. My name is Tony Doan. I am the State Building Code Council Chair and will be the designated hearing officer today and will be conducting this hearing. I now call to order this hearing regarding WAC 5150 amendments to the 2021 International Building Code to adopt R4 occupancy group and modify code provisions related to licensed care facilities. I would like to advise everyone that this hearing is being recorded and the audio file will become part of the official rulemaking file. For the record, this hearing is being held on June 28th, 2023, beginning at 10:05 a.m. at 1500 Jefferson Street, Olympia, Washington, with Zoom and teleconference options. The purpose of this hearing is to receive public comments on revisions to WAC 5150 International Building Code related to the adoption of R4 occupancy group and modification of code provisions related to licensed care facilities. This hearing is being conducted in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act, RCW 42.30, and the Administrative Procedure Act, RCW 34.05. Legal notice of this hearing was filed with the Washington State Code Revisor on May 10th, 2023. The Washington State Register number for WAC 5150 is WSR 2311026. Notice of this hearing was also posted on the SBCC website at sbcc.wa.gov. This hearing is being held to consider testimony on the proposed CR 102. At this time, I will briefly explain the proposed changes. In 1993, the R4 occupancy designation was replaced with licensed care occupancies in the adopted Washington State Uniform Codes. In the 2006 international version of the codes, Washington removed licensed care occupancies and distributed those facilities to the appropriate I and R occupancy classifications while continuing to strike the unneeded R4 occupancy class. The International Code Council model codes have evolved to include an enhanced building science model for the R4 designation that includes mitigations for both active and passive fire and life safety systems. There is no longer a reason for non-adoption of R4 occupancy group. The adoption of R4 occupancy group was requested by the Department of Health and other stakeholders. The new proposals, the model codes, 2021 IBC and 2021 IFC, and the state amendments in the model codes were evaluated by the IBC and IFC technical advisory groups. The technical advisory groups recommended approval of the finalized proposals. The council recommended filing the proposed rule to allow input through the public hearing process. The CR 102 for the 2021 IBC was filed on May 10th, 2023. The applicable sections in WAC 5154A, International Fire Code, will be amended with expedited rulemaking after the rule in WAC 5150 is adopted. We will now hear oral testimony regarding the proposed changes. For the record, please identify yourself and whom you represent, if any. Please speak clearly so we can get a good recording of your testimony. In order to ensure that everyone has a chance to make comments in a timely manner, please limit your comments to 5 minutes. At this time, we'll go ahead and take any oral testimony.
We'll be calling Ron White, representing RWAA.
Okay, Ron, your time starts now. Go ahead.
Good morning. My name is Ron Wright with Ron Wright and Associates Architects. I have filed a letter of support previously, which states my, I call it my complete opinion or support for this proposal. I was the lead proposer initially, and I'm simply here to express further support for the adoption of the R4 code and to state that it is a revision of the code that's immediately needed. We have facilities in the state of Washington that are on hold until we can get this particular provision passed. And I would say that the technical advisory group process that was put in place to bring us to this point where we have these specific code revisions has been thorough and well presented, and it's been a good process. And I commend the staff of SBCC for that process. And I don't have anything further to point out or say than that. Thank you.
And that will bring us to the end of our in-person sign-up sheet. We have some folks in attendance. If you wish to speak, I request that you raise your hand now.
Okay, for those in attendance, would anyone like to make any public comment? Al Spalding. Al, your time starts now.
Thank you. This is Al Spalding, representing the Washington State Department of Health Construction Review Program. And I just want to echo Mr. Wright's comments and wish that you folks support this wonderful opportunity for Washington State. Thank you.
Thank you, Al. Is there anyone else who would like to provide public testimony? Okay, at this time, if I'm correct, Stoyan, we will keep the option open.
We'll keep the meeting open and we'll wait.
We'll pause the recording.
Sorry, say that again, Stoyan.
We will wait until 12 o'clock and see if there will be somebody who would like to testify, but we will pause the recording.
pause the recording for now. Okay, at this time, we'll pause the recording and we'll continue to monitor in the attendance list or if anyone decides to show in person in Olympia. Okay, this hearing is being held to consider testimony on the currently filed proposals for WAC 5150 International Building Code. All testimony presented at this hearing, along with all written comments received today, will be part of the official hearing record for this proposal. The final decision on adopting this rule proposal will be made on September 15th, 2023. On behalf of the SBCC, thank you for participating in this hearing. This hearing stands adjourned at 12 p.m. Thank you.